The 2024 F1 season has finally begun, so let's talk about how I would rank every single driver at each race, starting with Bahrain, of course, and let's get into it. Hi, everybody, I'm Vian, finally back with the each race ranking the drivers. This is the thing I actually most look forward to sometimes. And then afterwards, I will do my F1 fantasy and then my predictions of the Bahrain GP, how it went, and the Jeddah predictions for the upcoming race. The race itself was very interesting. Finally seeing how good every driver and team would be. Qualifying was very entertaining, a lot more entertaining than the race itself. Max Verstappen, of course, dominating again. Not what I thought would happen. But what can I say? Red Bull are looking very good, but the drama behind the scenes are very interesting. So we'll see how the performance would look in a few races. So let's get started with the driver ranking from 20th to 1st. With last place going to be Logan Sargent. He is my loser of the race. I'm not sure if the lockup he had to do with his steering wheel or a driver mistake. I didn't see anything or hear anything, but that was a big lockup, and afterwards he just had a poor race. His qualifying wasn't as good as well, so that's why he is last place and 20th on my list. 19th is going to be Pierre Gasly. I don't know if it's due to the bad car they have, but Gasly just hadn't had a good qualifying or race, so that's why he's been 19th. Not much happened in the race, I think, but he didn't have enough pace to keep up with his teammates or do enough while he was driving. P18 is going to be Daniel Ricciardo, being out-qualified by Yuki Tsunoda in the first race by quite a big margin. And then in the race itself, getting passed by Logan Sargent. In the first part of the race, he was very, very slow. Then he got the soft tires and it was actually not as bad, not as good. He overtook Tsunoda only because he had the softer tires, better strategy, and team radio. So that's why he's still P18 on my list. P17 is going to be Sergio Perez. Qualifying 5th in a Red Bull, while his teammate was 1st. And in the race, he actually had a decent race. Not as good as it maybe could be. Verstappen running away with 22 or 23 seconds ahead of him. Sainz was closer than him and actually pressuring most of the time. So that's why Perez is 17th. Not much I could say more about Perez's race. So 16th and 15th have the same score. So how the scoring system works is you get from 1st to 20th in qualifying and 1st to 20th in the race. Then I do an average score, and that's how this is going. And if you crash during the qualifying or the race, you get a score of 25. Not because of just this season, but in the previous seasons as well. I will do this with every single season. So that's why, and at that time there was more drivers. So 16 and 15 has the same score, and how I choose the one to go in front of the other one. The one that scored higher in one of the two qualifying on the race goes in first. That's how it works in F1. So let's say the one with more wins or more higher position finishes gets first place instead of second. So that's how it works on this as well. So P16 is going to be Oscar Piastri, being out qualified by Norris, not by much, but he didn't have the best race, making a mistake, diving down just after the pits. Tried to get past Lewis, but he made a mistake there. He's not a bad driver or anything, but just an underwhelming start to the season. P15 is going to be Lance Stroll, qualifying as well, very bad qualifying, but his race pace was very good. Just a little bit behind Alonso, while he started like far below, like 14th or 15th. So that was a very good comeback from Stroll. P14 is going to be Valtteri Bottas. In qualifying, he just out-qualified his teammate, and in the race he was involved in the incident with Hulkenberg and Stroll. And yeah, he just got kept behind, but he didn't do anything as well, and he had like a 54-second pit stop. which ruined his race entirely. I can't remember how good he was doing before that, but afterwards he just wasn't good. P13 is going to be Kevin Magnussen. He was my qualifying loser because his teammate did fantastic in Q2, being second or third at the end of it, and he was only P14 or 15. That's not good. But in the race itself, he was very good in the race itself. He was 12th in the Haas. That's actually very good. He kept Yuki and Ricciardo behind him, and they couldn't have passed him. And I think they have quicker cars. So Kevin Magnussen doing a very good job in the car that he has. P12 is going to be Charles Leclerc. Leclerc had a very, very weird race. There was probably something wrong with his car, with the braking, but that can't be proved, so I have to go on performance based. His teammate outperformed him massively in the race itself. He made a lot of mistakes, and yeah, in qualifying he had actually a very good qualifying. P2, just a few tenths in front of his teammate, so that's why he's only 12 at this moment, because he didn't have a good race at all. P11 is going to be Albon. Qualifying was very good. Outpaced his teammate Logan Sargent with quite a lot. But in the race, it was a quiet race for him. Not lots of things happening. Not, like I said, you just hadn't had the pace. He was fighting for the points, but then afterwards it was like 15th or 16th. I can't remember. Maybe 14th. We just didn't have the pace this weekend. I don't know if it's due to the car, but I've heard both of the Williams struggling with something with the steering wheel, and they can't adjust their settings. How much does that affect the teams? I don't know. That's why I just go with performance base. But yeah, our first drivers from top 10 scoring points. 10th and 9th again have the same score, with Hamilton being the driver in 10th. Qualifying was very disappointing. Russell out-qualified him by a lot. The race, I think Russell outpaced him as well, but Hamilton did a very good job going up the field. He overtook Piastri, was not far behind Norris. Just another good race from Hamilton, but not a good qualifying. That's why it's only 10th. And 9th place with the same score is going to be Hulkenberg. He was actually my winner of the qualifying. He just had an amazing qualifying, and that's the only reason he is this high, because that saved his ass immensely, because the race itself was horrible. He went in the first turn, hit Stroll, that was his fault, and then he tried to make it up. He did good enough, but that was a big L on his part. That's why Hulkenberg is 9th and Hamilton is 10th. 8th is going to be Esteban Ocon, out-qualifying his teammate that outperformed him last year. And then in the race itself, he actually had a little bit more pace than his teammate. His teammates on the soft couldn't catch him at the end. So that's actually very good. Not much I can say about the Alpine duo, because the car was just absolute dog shit. So not much I can say. 7th, 6th, and 5th had the same score. Like I said, how I work with the other drivers, the one that scored higher in one of the two, let's say, for example, like Hamilton and Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg finished first in the qualifying. Hamilton was, let's say, second or third in the race, but still Hulkenberg with the same score was higher. That's how it works, and that's how I did this 3. So 7, 6, and 5 had the same score, with 7th place going to Yuki Tsunoda. Outperformed his more experienced teammate in the race, and he out-qualified him in qualifying. Very good from Tsunoda. Number 6 is going to be Lando Norris with the same score. He had a very good qualifying, but not as good, because I think he said he made a mistake or something, but he was still in front of his teammate. In the race, he had very good pace. He was starting to catch Russell. I thought he maybe would have caught him, but he didn't. But still a very good race from him. And 5th with the same score is going to be Zhou Guanyu. Qualifying, he was like 0.002 behind his teammate in qualifying. But in the race, he had he's probably his best race ever. He was from 17th to 9th or something in the first few laps, and he just had an amazing race. I didn't expect him to do that good, but if he keeps on going like this, he may stay at this team. Fourth, third, and second once again have the same score. I don't know why so many drivers have the same score. With fourth place going to Russell. Qualifying, out-qualified his teammate Hamilton, very good. With his departure from the team, I think Russell should be the one that is going to perform this year. In the race as well, he did so good in the beginning, but they said he was handling a power failure or something like that, the engine failure. So I don't know how much performance that cost him, but he was still doing very good in the race. That's why he's fourth. Third with the same score is going to be Alonso. Alonso outpacing his teammate in qualifying by a big margin. That's probably why he's so high. But in the race itself, he didn't have a bad race. The car just hadn't had the pace, but he tried his best, so that's why he is P3. And P2, still with the same score, is going to be Carlos Sainz, my race winner. The race Carlos Sainz was just amazing. He was a star, just focusing on him the whole time. So I'm happy with him being second in qualifying. He was behind his teammate, but not with a large margin. And in the race, he just was fantastic. He was just going past drivers. P3, almost at P2. I wish they put Sainz on the softs. Then I think he would have gotten past Checo. So yeah, second for Sainz, very good. I'm very sad to see the Ferrari team didn't support him on the podium. Sad to see. But first place, of course, is going to go to Verstappen. A very good qualifying and a very dominant race. He was probably my second driver for the race, or third, I can't remember. But Verstappen just had a very dominant race, going like 22 seconds at the end. There was just like no hope anymore. If this goes on like this, I don't think I'm going to watch anymore. That's what I'll always watch, but just sad to see. But anyway, we'll see the drama because there's rumors that they might go to Mercedes. Like, what the hell is that? Quickly going through my F1 fantasy. I got a score of 156. Russell gave me 20. I should have put him my multiple by 2. Ocon was 7. This was made way before I knew the pace of the Alpines. Alonso's my multiplier by 2. He got 14 for me. Albon got 0. I don't know how he got 0. And Sargent got 2. That's like BS. Gasly 6. McLaren 36. And Ferrari 73. Okay, so I did actually make my Bahrain prediction. So I'm going to give it to past Vian to quickly give you my Bahrain GP predictions. Hello everybody, past Vian here. I'm giving you my predictions for the Bahrain GP. I made these predictions before the first practice session, so I have no idea what the car performance is going to be. So let's see what's going to happen. My predictions is good drive. It's going to be Oscar Piastri. I think after his rookie season, he's going to have a good year. Bad drive, I think it's going to be Max Verstappen. Not necessarily because he isn't going to do good, but I'll get to that later. My pole position is going to be Max Verstappen. I think he's going to be the fastest in qualifying. P5 is going to be Sergio Perez. I don't think he's going to perform very good. P4 is going to be Carlos Sainz. I think the Ferrari will be good enough to fight for the top 5 positions. Number 3 is going to be Oscar Piastri, getting a podium in the first race of the season. It's going to be really good. P2 is going to be Lando Norris. I think the number 2 is going to be very good, and Norris is going to drive very good. So let's see. P2 for Lando Norris. And P1 is going to be Alex Albon. That's a really bold one, but if you watched my season predictions, I predict Albon and Williams is going to be one of the fastest cars. So I predict he's going to win the race. That's probably not going to happen. And my crazy prediction is going to be Verstappen is going to outperform Perez. That's going to be hard, but you'll see why, because I said he's going to be a bad driver on pole, but he's not in the top 5. So I think he's going to crash, or he's going to have a DNF, and that's why it's a bad drive. Not because he's going to have a bad drive, but more of an unlucky one. But if he has a crash or anything, then it's going to be my bad driver. So that's going to be my that's going to be my predictions for the car. Why am I struggling? This is going to be my predictions for the Bahrain GP, and I'm going to give it back to future Vian or present Vian to see if I got anything right. Thank you for watching. Cheers. Thank you, past Vian, for making stupid Bahrain GP predictions. So I got only 2 out of 9 correct. Piastri being a good drive. I wouldn't say he had a good drive, so that's no. Bad drive for Verstappen, no. Ball for Verstappen, finally yes. P5 Perez, I really thought that the Red Bull would not be as quick as it was. 4th, Sainz, so close. 3rd, Piastri, not close. 2nd, Norris, not close. And 1st, Albon, the farthest thing I've ever seen. And my crazy prediction was Verstappen outperformed Perez, and he did. So that didn't go as well as I thought. So let's go to Jeddah predictions. Maybe this will be much better. I said my good drive will be Zhou. I think he's going to build onto this performance he has. He should do that because he should stay in F1 if he goes on like this. My bad drive will be Hamilton. I think he would struggle even more with the Mercedes, and Russell will outperform him. So we'll see about that. I think Paul will go to Verstappen once again, with 5th place again going to Perez on my predictions. I think the Red Bulls won't be as fast as they was at Bahrain. 4th place is going to be Norris. The McLaren is going to be better. 3rd place Russell. Like I said, Russell will be outperforming Hamilton. 2nd place Sainz, and 1st place Leclerc. I think the Ferraris will be much better at Jeddah, so we'll see what happens. My crazy prediction is Tsunoda will be outperformed by Ricciardo, or they will crash or hit each other. That could be a minor one or a big one. So both of them will be counted. That is my Bahrain GP predictions and review. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. I will be doing more of these. I'll do this for everyone and every single season. I have perfected the ranking for the drivers now. So I will be doing it at the middle points of the season, and at the end I will give you the whole season one like I did last time. But this will be more based on actual rankings. And I will be doing more videos, like you see, I make more videos, and my what if season will start, I don't know when, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and Jeddah is just around the corner. Thank you.